by the Tuesday of next week, and even as we head into the middle of next week. So we do have this short-lived cool spell, but we do warm up sliding into the next couple days. Let's send things over to Kara.
Stand by. Thank you, Catherine. People Working Cooperatively is celebrating 40 years. To understand what this organization means to people in the community, we have Jock, president of PWC, and we have one of their clients, Vera McPherson. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for being here today. Sure. Well, you and I were speaking just a moment ago while Catherine was doing her forecast. You tell me that without their help, you wouldn't be in your home today.
Never.
What have they been able to do for you?
Any kind of repairs that it needed or emergencies, all I had to do was call them and they come out and do them at no charge.
And this house is important to you. Tell me its history.
Well, we bought it new in '57. I lived with my mom and dad there, and of course they've passed away. In the meantime, we moved back in the house when my father passed away to be with Mom rather than her relocate with us. Mm-hmm. And then my husband was diagnosed with cancer of the lung and 3 months to a year to live, but he just died June. It'll be 5 years, so he could do nothing. And that's when we became acquainted with PWC.
Well, and that's exactly what your organization is doing, a wide range of things for people who would like to stay in their home, you know, like Vera. Tell me a little bit about how you guys got started.
Well, 40 years ago, we saw the need for this kind of service that help people stay in their home where they desperately want to remain if they can. And so it's so good for all of us. Not only does it help Mrs. McPherson, but it helps all of us because the impact of 282,000 services over the 40 years keeps people healthy and safe in their homes. It keeps property values up. It keeps communities strong. Actually healthier. If people want to stay in their home if they can, think of your grandparents. I bet they want to stay in their home if they possibly can. And so we make that possible for people for very low cost.
Well, she did. She stayed there till she was 93. Exactly. Yeah. And so what are some of the services that you provide specifically?
Well, we're really a full-service construction company. So any service that you need done at your home, we can do. So emergency repairs such as heating, water, plumbing, those kind of things are the kind of repairs we made for Mrs. McPherson. Just they're not so expensive. They're just critical to you staying there. You have to have heat, you have to have water, you have to have working plumbing. But we do other things, energy conservation, and a lot of modifications for people that, you know, maybe you're older and need some grab bars or a ramp. Yeah. Or possibly you have a disability and have some of those same needs. So these are all things that combined allow someone to stay in their home.
Well, and for you, how important was that? I mean, you have a long history there.
The main thing is the security for me that it provides all these years between taking care of an aged mother and a husband that couldn't do anything. And I knew I could call them and they're right there.
Wow, I love that.
And it doesn't hurt what it is. And then there's no cost to me, which I couldn't afford to have done. I wouldn't have been able to stay.
And one thing that you mentioned during the break was we need to get the awareness out. You need to let people know.
Yes, I attend an adult daycare center a few days a week where a lot of them are there and they don't know about it.
So what can people do before we head to break here to get in contact with you?
Well, they can always contact at pwchomrepairs.org or call us, but it's really helpful. What we need is, we need donations, certainly. Mm-hmm. But we also need skilled volunteers. It doesn't always take a paid professional to do the kind of work that we do. Sometimes what Mrs. McPherson needs is her gutters cleaned, or she might need somebody to change her furnace filter because she can't go up and down stairs like she used to. And those are just things that trained volunteers could do for us, and it defrays cost, helps us do our job better and help more people.
Well, something as simple as changing a light bulb in a ceiling fixture.
Right, that you can't reach.
No more ladders every day. It's something else you can't do.
Well, thank you so very much for coming on and sharing your story, Ms. McPherson, and for talking about your organization. So any skilled volunteers out there, you hear them. Thank you.
Thank you.
And happy anniversary.
Thanks.
Coming up, we're heading back to Music Hall to check in with